I am a Scotsman living in Madrid, so I've fled from the cold to the heat. And I work for Beyond Price, where we provide revenue management technology solutions for hotels. Let's go and get into the content for today's presentation. So I want to talk a little bit about total profit and how technology is important to reach this goal. Anne-Marie mentioned that the industry has changed enormously in the last 2 years. We're doing more with less. We need to maximize all our revenue streams. Our margins are being squeezed. And in order to do that, we really need to think about what tech can help us in order to reach our goals. If we think about revenue management traditionally, we basically focused on rooms revenue. When we're pretty good at this, but now we need to start thinking about more things: net revenue, a distribution strategy, total revenue. What other income streams do I have in my hotel, and how can I maximize these? And if we put all these things together, we can actually start thinking about profitability. And what profitability am I extracting from my property per square meter? This is what we call total profit management. And we think that here hotels need to start looking at different KPIs than the classic ones that we tend to use in revenue management. So you need to map out your guest journey, understand on every touch point how you can impact revenues, and also think about the customer lifetime value, which means you need to really understand the behavior of your customers. Hotels don't just sell rooms, and this is just a schematic example, but there's a lot of additional revenues that could really lead us to measure the total revenue contribution of our guests, rather than just how much they spend on a room and how much RevPAR they're producing. So there's a lot of additional revenue streams, and you need to think about whether you're actually managing these and how you maximize them and what data you have in order to be able to take decisions. This leads me to the other crucial point here, is that if you want to start thinking about total profit management, the challenge is, how do you connect the dots between all the different revenue streams? How do you connect the dots between all the tools that you're maybe using? And how can you have an integrated strategy where every element of the customer journey is managed to produce a total revenue contribution and a total profit contribution that maximizes your income from your assets. If we think about hotels, hoteliers get bombarded every day with people like me from tech companies telling them that we've got the solution to all their problems. And it's very hard to understand where you should invest your money. So you really first need to think, and I think Nikolai mentioned this, you need to first think about your strategy. Then you need to think about what tools you have available, and are they going to help you to reach your objectives? And then, in fact, the next step would be, are these tools connected? And I think this is really important for us. We really need to think about more advanced way of doing revenue management, more advanced tools, interconnected tools, breaking down silos in terms of information, and trying to find ways to make the decision-making process easier and more efficient, which would obviously reduce our time to market and increase our potential profitability. So what I'm saying here really is, you need to think about your tech stack as a whole. You need to think about how you can maximize the profits for the whole of your guest journey. In order to do this, you need to have data in order to make profitable decisions. And ideally, and this is where I think we need to go, all the different tech applications that we're working on need to be interconnected. And in an ideal world, not just interconnected, but also with intelligence between them. So you may have a revenue management system that's managing your rooms revenue. You may have a revenue management system for your restaurant, because there are now tools like this. You may have something managing your parking. They need to speak to each other. And if they speak to each other, this will enable you to have a holistic strategy, an interconnected strategy, and this will really help you to be more profitable. This is what we call total profit. Anne-Marie mentioned this at the beginning, the world's changing very fast. So is revenue management. Revenue management's been stuck in a rut, in my opinion, for the last few years. COVID has changed that. But we need to now, to unlock our potential, find the correct technology, connect it together, use artificial intelligence and trust your hotel technology in order to be more efficient and in order to be more profitable. And that's really, I think, the future of revenue management in the hotel industry. So if you'd like to know more about this, these are my contact details. I'd be delighted to discuss this further with you whenever you like. Thank you very much.